Hi, J94. Am I coming through? Kieran, that is. Yeah, coming through there. Okay. How you doing today, Kieran? Hi, Chris. Nice to see you again. Hello, Tim. Yeah, I'm kind of stuck in the house for a little bit. I had to take some meds for one of my issues, and I'm reacting to it. So I couldn't go out and play tennis, and really can't go too far from the house. I can't drive, and even walking would be dangerous. So I kind of have to hang in the house for a while until the side effects wear off. Jimmy and Lulu are everywhere. Yeah, Tuesday and Thursday are normally the days my wife and I go out to the park. It's about a 10-minute bike ride from here, maybe a little more. But we go out and play tennis on Tuesdays and Thursdays as part of my losing weight and keep moving regimen. And I had to get a prescription, and when I first start it, I have lots of funny side effects, and I really can't go anywhere. But it's no big deal. It's not like anything. So you guys are still suffering with your bit of a heat wave over there in the UK. But so as usual, I actually came down here to start cleaning my tracks again, and then I started running trains and said, "Yeah, let's run some trains. Maybe that'll distract me for a bit." And then, of course, this addiction of going live. So I'll just go ahead and let the trains get started, and you can vegetate. I did park the steam locomotive, so if you are one of those steam lovers, sorry, he is parked today. He's put away. But I kept the freight on. I brought my Era 6 freight locomotive out. That's a German class BR 187. Coming right here, right now. Okay. And then I parked my red Regiobahn and brought out my yellow blue metronome again. So that's what we got running today. Yes, I shocked you when I came in. Well, the odds are then tomorrow I'll probably, if I'm feeling better, I'll go play tennis tomorrow. But pretty soon I won't be around in the morning at all because middle of next week, a week from tomorrow, in fact, I go back to work in the mornings. I got to keep an eye on my freight train just because every now and then that last double-decker, that dual 40-foot boxcar wagon, well, it's an old one, and it occasionally disconnects, so I have to keep an eye on it. It's a Scan Dutch on it. It's this little one right there, right in front of the red cargo. He disconnects. Hello, Martin. How are you, sir? I like the yellow metronome too. They're nice trains. I mean, to me, all the double-decker wagons in Germany are the same. Uh-oh, one of my cameras locked up. What happened there? Uh-oh. I don't know what I can do about that. One of my cameras froze. Oh, let me see. I don't think I can... If I unplug it and plug it back in, it may not work. It's always something, isn't it? Uh-oh. Did all my cameras freeze up? What's going on here? Two of my cameras just froze up. I might have to reboot everything. Hello, Warwick Andy. Yeah, two of my cameras have, well, one just unstuck itself. So now it's just one. What is going on? Why are all my cameras goofing up today? He's good. 11 lane froze. That's the worst one to freeze up of all of them, really. Village View. Is working. Station is working. But 11 lane is frozen. Okay, there, we rebooted it. I think we're good. Okay. I think we're all good now. Hello, David Cook. Hi, Richard Brown. All right, by my view, it looks like everybody's working. Okay, we're all good. All right, just had to reboot a camera. Hello, Leslie. How are you? And I think I said hi to David, but if not, hi, David Cook. The freight did split. Dag nabbit. I told you that might happen. Son of a gun. Yeah, I'll stop him when he comes around here and readjust his maladjusted self. Can't wait to get a letter from all the prototypers. It's just that kind of day today. Alright. What in the hell is wrong with you? What's with this? Alright, I'm going to stop this just for a second, everybody. Hang on, just so I can work with this a little quicker. Come on, you. There. Alright, let's get everybody else moving. Oh. Every now and then it catches something, and with these freight cars, so yes, they separated and then rejoined on both ends of the freight. That looked rather weird if you ask me. All right, Janini, get around. Whoa, whoa, not that fast. So let's see. All right, now. Stay together, huh? Why you gotta be so difficult? Huh. Well, let's see if it's... That's what I said. Got to keep an eye on that one, because sometimes it separates when I have it nice and long like that. Hello, Jeff. How are you? Yeah, Lee was going to put out a video, and I haven't seen it out yet, but I only worry about somebody going live. I saw nobody live, and I'm trapped in the house for now. Well, shattered and melting. I was I don't know what prompted it, but my one daughter that still lives with us, she was looking up some family history stuff because whatever reason she stumbled across some Dodge names and started asking me about them, and she went to ancestry.com and that, and I told her my family knows we've got our history traced back about 750 years. And so, well, the heck, while she was interested, we just kind of showed her the family history, both that I have, some of the records I have, but it doesn't quite match some of the stories that I was always told and that I've even shared with you guys, some of my family history. Like I was told we came into Ohio from Virginia, but we actually came in through Massachusetts. Found that. Or at least they were living in Massachusetts before they came to Ohio. They may have gone down to Virginia and then crossed over into Marietta, Ohio, but the records we have say they lived in Massachusetts, the Massachusetts Bay Colony, and then it became the state of Massachusetts after we separated again. You son of a beehive. All right, well, you know what? We're just going to take those cars off. Oh, if it weren't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. There we go. But, so yeah, I printed her up a quick rundown of father to son family history until her daughter. And we actually found a copy of the Norman Book of Heraldry, where my ancestor was first knighted by Edward Longshanks. Although, really, by the time of Edward, they really weren't Norman anymore, but some of their official books were still kept in Norman French. So, we go all the way back to Sir Peter Dodge the First, who in 1306 was knighted and granted the right to bear heraldry and arms and participate in all military ventures, knightly jousting tournaments, etc., 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 by King Edward Longshanks for multiple displays of bravery, or however it read, as King Edward fought the traitorous King Bolial of Scotland. So to my Scottish friends on right now, I apologize, but my ancestor got knighted for fighting you guys bravely. Climbed halfway up Mount Rainier in 1996. That's fantastic. That's impressive. I've driven up some mountains, and I have been on top of the Zugspitze in Germany, which is 10,000 feet tall. That's the tallest mountain I've been on. The highest I've been is about 13,000 feet, whatever Pikes Peak is, because when I was a kid, we went to Pikes Peak in the Colorado Rockies and went to the top of that. I think that's the highest I've been on a mountain. Mel Gibson sorted Longshanks. Yeah, yeah. Not quite a truly accurate portrayal of that history, but what the heck. I also have a lot of Welsh friends in here. I'm pretty sure they're not fond of Longshanks either. So let's see what's happening. The village view. Hi, Heath. Hi and bye, Heath. I have yet to see the Canadian part of the Rockies. I would love to. I've seen the Rockies in Wyoming and Colorado, somewhat in Montana, but never seen the Canadian part of the Rockies. And all the pictures are beautiful, but the Rockies are beautiful pretty much everywhere you go. Yeah, let's see what's happening on the long run. Got a couple of guys coming in there. The metronome flickering on and off. That's a good question, Tim. And sometimes I'd like to put a camera right there in the middle of the village looking up at the station, also just so I could show off my two custom builds, which I think are my best features on the layout. I've also had somebody suggest putting one up on the wall behind me and getting an over, sort of an eagle eye view. And when my friend Matt came down a couple of weeks ago, we messed around with that, held the camera up, and thought, yeah. Unfortunately, every time I try to buy another webcam, it gets lost in the mail. That is the continuing aggravation. I ordered a 3D printer last week. It got lost in the mail, and the order got canceled. I've reordered it. It's supposed to come this Thursday now. Urgh. Right now, I'm not fond of Amazon. And to be honest, as wonderful as it is to buy online, I would rather be able to go to a store and buy things. Now, with the COVID virus out there, I don't like going out in public anyhow, but I still would rather go into a store, pick something up, check it out, than just buy something online. Man, we got people buying cars online. I may offend people, but my personal biased view is you're an idiot if you don't ever take a car out and drive it before you buy it. If you haven't driven the car before you bought it, you're a fool. You gotta test drive the car, get a feel for it. And people are buying cars online. Save the hassles of going to the dealership. Save all that high pressure. There's not a lot of high pressure. The freight train did it again, and I'm not seeing where he's disconnecting. You're aggravating me, buddy. Actually, the freight train, just the freight cars are aggravating me. Well, we're going to pull you in over here, dude, and sort you out. Yeah, one of those days. But like computers, maybe computers nowadays I might buy online because I tend to trust brands over what have you. And certain mechanical stuff, okay, I can see buying online. I have to buy my trains online because there's nobody around that sells them. But at least the company that sells them, I trust. All right, freight train, come here. Everybody's got a right to be different, but you're abusing the privilege. Get over here. Now, what in the Sam Hill is up? You keep separating in different places. You're annoying the pasta fazouli out of me, dude. Can I do this without causing a short? It'd be wise not to. What the heck? You guys can take a 10-second break from this. This is really annoying the bejesus out of me. I want to know why he keeps separating. There's somewhere on the layout he keeps popping. Okay, we can go ahead and start everybody else back up. Well, welcome, Zevron von Vegas. How are you today, sir? You've been here before, but it's been a while. Silly old freight train. He was running fine before I turned the cameras on, but now he's being a dipwad. Now, how about you actually work, you frazzin' so-and-so? Not sure why he keeps separating, but he keeps separating. Yes, East Coker. East Coker, Somerset. For 4 generations, my direct male ancestors lived there before emigrating to the United States. Before that, they lived in Kent for a while, and the family started in a place that was called, at the time, in 1250 A.D., when he was born, it was called Stopworth, Cheshire. But now it's like Stopton or something like that. But yes, we actually have father to son family history traced back to the year, roughly the year 1250. Technically 1306. But the gentleman that said he was born, that he was 56 summers old when he was knighted. So we assume he was born around 1250. So 1306, he was knighted and granted the right to bear heraldic arms and all that stuff. So East Coker, Somerset. I Googled it and found there was a little town, a little village there. I just wondered if anybody actually knew it. Near Yeovil, but don't remember the place yourself. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like one of those towns that unless you've been there, why would you remember it? But yeah, we've got this big family. I've got a cousin William that I haven't seen in about 30 years, and he had all the official family history. We had an actual coat of arms and a plaque that hung in some house in England, which one of the male ancestors brought over, which was then destroyed in a fire in the early 1800s here in Ohio. And my dad's older brother, my Uncle Dale, he had the copy that was made in the early 1800s of the family, of the crest, the coat of arms. Yep. There we go. Got a lot of business coming in there right now, so you can watch all that going. I am really trying to keep an eye on this freight train and finding out where it keeps separating cars, like the little troublemaker he's being today. Maybe I was going too fast in one of the curves with him, so I've shut his speed down a bit just to see how that works. Usually Eagle-Eyed Kieran catches those things, but he might be splitting time here. Yeah, everybody just vacated here, so let's go back to long run because everybody's right there. There you go. Nice little setup. Everybody here knows the situation, but just in case you're new, here is the layout map. I called it a layout. The train table map and where the cameras are located. So even though in the middle of the picture I'm facing you, actually I'd be facing that way, the control area. That's what this is in front of me, the control area, my tablet. My CS3 and my 2 laptop computers. Yeah, I actually have 2. My tool area here on my right hand side. My test track area here on the left. And then the camera's there. So that's where it's all at. And my Delmenhorst station. Delmenhorst. And as always, I got my ICE3 running. And I got my Czech Railjet running. Because I like the Czech Railjets. Bada boom. No, why aren't you working there? Yeah, you're working enough. Okay. Okay, I'm going to mess with you a bit. Let's see how this looks. I think everybody's got their lights on, except for the one that can't have its lights on. Yeah, those metronomes are still blinking. Yes, I know those metronomes are blinking. So let's see, if we go to the village view. Got that freight train coming. Let's do the 11 lane. Blink, 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 blink. I have got to... That has a car, one of the wagons in it is really got a bad connection to it in the coupler, which is where they pass the current, which is why it blinks. I probably should just send it off and get it repaired. I've tried fixing myself and it improves it for a bit, but not much. But let's try up the ramp. You can't see a darn thing, can you? Coming at you. And let's try the station view. Hey, that's a pretty cool shot there. The bus center all lit up, the station all lit up. That's a cool view. And eventually, someday, I will get the pole lights on there as well. Oh, hi, Steven. Or Stefan. I didn't see it last time whether you told me it's Steven or Stefan. So there we go. We're doing a little night vision with all my stuff lit up. No, my village doesn't light up because that village will not be there when I actually break down and start making the real city of Delmenhorst. So none of those buildings are lit up. On the 11 lane side, you can see that the little station and the bigger station in the background are lit up. You can tell the freight train going by, there's no lights. The long run coming at you. And up the ramp. You're in the dark, but look at all those headlights coming at you right now. I can see lights in the distance. And we're going to go straight into station view from there. Let's see, watch the cars go around the corner. But there's station view. I think my station looks cooler lit up. And then you can see the 5 view. Of course, 2 of those are just so dark you can't see a blame thing, but there it is. Hi, Jackie. Okay, well, I appreciate that, Jackie. So, all right, let's go turn the lights back on. And someone said, let there be light. Pa-da-ba, da-da-da, ba-da-ding, ba-da-ding, ba-da-bow, ba-da-bow, ba-da-bow. Bam. Okay. So, let there be light again. But I do like to do that. It's brighter here than it is on the cameras. You can see the trains even in the dark. But on cameras, it's clearly, it can be black as pitch night, but sometimes it is kind of cool to see just that one set of headlights coming in the dark. And someday, there's my famous phrase, someday. That'll probably be my last words right before I croak. Honey, do you have anything you'd just like to say one last time? Someday. Leave people guessing almost as much as Citizen Kane did. Rosebud. Hello, Colwich Junction. Have you been, sir? I am truly grateful, and grateful because I'm amazed that people would come on here and watch me run the same old trains around the same old layout, especially when I do it 2-3 times a week anymore. Although it will be coming to an end. I go back to work next week and we'll be gone at this time. I'll be gone from, well, let's see, 11 a.m. British Standard Time to 7:45 British Standard Time. Summertime, not Standard Time, summertime. British Summertime, BST. Different stories, though. I suppose every story I tell I've told so many times, I assume everybody's heard it by now. I'm sure there's some 105-year-old Japanese soldier in a cave that doesn't know World War II's over that's heard one of my stories before. Oh, he told that same story again. Oh! But yes, if you didn't see, we got the metronome back out. Yeah, the freight train. Oh, I shouldn't say anything. Don't say anything. Don't say anything, Anthony. Don't say a word. Oh, wow, there's no trains here. Where'd all the trains go? Well, one's at the station. Another one's coming into the station. There, y'all can pretend you're on a footbridge. Train spotting. Oh, look, here comes the 1107 to Devonshire. Hello, peasants. He said Devonshire. It's Devonshire. Guck mal, Freunde. Da kommt der 11:07 nach Delmenhorst. Yes, you can see that empty cabinet. Last time I was on, I had 2 cabinets there, and I'm taking the one out, so I took all the shelves out. But again, that's something I could have been doing today. You know, doing something positive, accomplishing, create more space in this room, because I got to create an area for my 3D printer. So I condensed 2 shelves down to 1, and taking out that bookshelf. I'm going to take out that little bookshelf on the right in the background there. Take those out. But no, I decided to sit on my butt and do all the silly things I do. I wasn't picking on train spotters. I was just saying you can pretend you're one. But with a difference, you're in this amazing world where you're in England, but you're train spotting German trains in America. That can only happen by the beauty of the internet and model train fanatics like you and me. This model train show brought to you by Deutsche Bahn. Deutsche Bahn, ride with us or else! There's no trains. Oh, there's one. Chippy tea? What is a chippy tea? You can educate me. Type it in while I go get some water. No more of your silliness. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Let's see. Love the yellow. Yeah, that's the metronome. The yellow and blue double decker is the metronome without an E at the end. Metro and then NOM, metronome. It basically is a private commuter train that runs from Hamburg to some of the cities around Hamburg, including Bremen. I think it also goes to Hanover. I could be wrong, but I think it also goes to Hanover. Maybe not. Maybe Bremen's as far south as it comes. But it goes north, west, and south from Hamburg. Officially, they're headquartered at Uelzen. And the trains are all based in Uelzen. But really, it's a Hamburg regional private company that handles some of the traffic. Just depends on what time. If you leave for Hamburg at 9 o'clock, you might be riding a red Regiobahn by Deutsche Bahn. And if you leave at 9:30, you'll be on a yellow metronome. Haven't had coffee all day, just water. Well, I can top that. I haven't had coffee all life. Never could get into coffee. The smell alone drove me away. Oh, I'll bet that's what it is. Oh. A large vodka and Coke. Ah. One to drink and one to snort. How does Flix Train compare? Wow, I have never ridden a Flix Train. I have not heard anything good about them, but nothing too bad. I know they have recently cut back. But when it comes to traveling to Germany, I have yet to ride on a Flix Train. So I can't say anything about quality or timeliness or anything. We've seen a couple of Flix trains. But in Germany, everything is one price. It doesn't matter if you ride the private or the regional Deutsche Bahn. You're going to pay the same price for the seats because it's all one ticket. Which... that's the thing that amazes me. Yeah, private companies, but their prices are the exact same as the federal prices. But the private companies save a little money because they have fewer Zollamt, train officials, tax officials who come through and check your tickets. They have fewer ticket checkers. So they save a little money there. They're also like Metronome and Nordwestbahn are really, really strict on keep your feet off the chairs and so on. So I guess it's maybe that saves them a little on upkeep as well. Yeah, the Siemens Vectron trains are really taking over in a lot of places, especially the 193. Those are just showing up everywhere. I was really curious to see how much they've changed, how much it has changed with my trip to Germany this year, but since it didn't happen, I can't say. But we were actually going back to Flix trains. I think we were actually scheduled to ride a Flix train on one of our trips this past summer that we didn't take. So I might have known a little bit more. Because, of course, if I ride on a Flix train, I might be obligated to buy a Flix train. Kenyan coffee, Earl Grey tea, and German beer. Well, Damien, 1 out of 3 is not bad. Can't even get good German beer here. Beck's beer, which is one of the more known German beers, now is brewed in the U.S., but it doesn't taste the same. To buy it in the U.S., it's brewed here in the U.S., but it doesn't taste the same as it does in Germany. Warsteiner is a very popular Bavarian beer, but again, that's one of the bigger name beers, and it's not one of my favorite beers. You can get that, and that is still brewed in Bavaria and imported here. Unfortunately, the one store that carried the most German beers went out of business a couple of years ago, where I could really go in and pick some of my favorite German beers. Neither can I. The Danish livery is very sharp. I like the Danish livery. I also like Sweden. And I saw the Finnish regional and high-speed trains are really cool. I love Finland's trains as far as how they look. That's something my wife and I have put on the bucket list. Someday just to take a train through Finland, along with also taking a train through Sweden. But I saw this gorgeous Norwegian high-speed train, sort of like an ICE, but different. And it was $330 in AC 3-rail, my type. And I was so tempted to buy it. My wife's like, "You have not ridden on that. We can't afford that." And I was like, okay, I won't get it. But I've got the page saved. Hi, Ian. How you doing, sir? Hope you're having a good day. Hey, Carl, I didn't see you come in. I apologize if I did not say hello. I'm kind of half distracted today. Oh, and Hypno's Best came in and said hi, and I missed that. See, I am not on top of my game. 10 minutes ago, and I did not see you say hello. My apologies, sir. Or ma'am. I'm so bad. Welcome back, Chris. I don't know, maybe somebody should have a contest on ugliest liveries. But even Hungary and Poland's trains look kind of cool, and I think that's sort of every country's doing that now. Let's make our liveries cool. Now, obviously, we all have different taste, because I had never seen anything like it before. I love that forest green and silver livery of GWR, but I also like their I don't know what you call it. It's a dark blue, and then it's got sort of a pink and whitish electrical laser thing going across it. I love those liveries too. And then you got cross country, I think is cool. And then you just look at a German ICE with that, spaceship-like design, simple white with a red line down it. I think that's amazing. There aren't too many liveries and none that I could name off the top of my head, that I think are just pure ugly liveries. The Scotsrail liveries are cool. The Transpennine, I think somebody just mentioned those. Yeah. So, obviously everybody has their taste. Obviously, to me, the condition of the vehicle. If it's a beat-up vehicle, then the livery doesn't look that good. But everybody has their little competitive bits. Why the Austrian railjet appeals to me, I don't know. Speak of the devil, there he goes around. Love, in fact, there go both railjets. I love both railjets. I just think they're amazing. Whoop, wrong way. Speaking of the railjet, there he goes again. And there goes the Czech railjet. Trans-Pennine livery class 68s. Well, we got up to 21, 22. Now we're down to 16, but it is that dinner time over there, I assume. Hello, Ollie. Welcome in. So, I don't know. For me, it's hard to think of a livery that I think is a truly ugly livery. I was almost going to say I think Alex trains in Germany, considering I just bought an Alex locomotive and cars that I'm waiting to get in. And I don't think I could let Joyce hear me turn around saying, those might be the ugliest ones in Germany. But it's not even that they're so ugly. It's just that they're so old and repainted multiple times. They're old Era 5 and maybe even a couple of Era 4 passenger cars that have just been repainted. They're beat up on the inside. I don't think that the color itself is horrible. It's just that when you see them in person, they're so beat up inside and out. My wife and I rode first class on an Alex, and it was like, I don't know, man. I've been on much better economy class. We rarely ride first class, but they gave us a bump up for like $9 each, so we took it. But see, I don't know that those are an exceptionally ugly livery, the green, gray, and the teal. But like I said, just riding in them, they're so, I mean, that's the model form is the nicest a Alex passenger car or locomotive is ever going to look, because they are not enjoyable inside. Oh, you got the Porsche Vectron? If you want to see a cool one, Mr. Price, not that you'd be interested, but Märklin is releasing a special, not real, I mean, there's not a real locomotive that looks like it, but they got a Vectron 193 painted in black with red lettering saying Märklin on it, and a whole bunch of matching container wagons to go with it. All black, red lettering, and then the container wagons come on red, well, the wagon part. It's really cool, and yes, there's a part of me that's thinking, all black freight train could be cool. And then I go, nah. Yeah, you're right, Leslie. Those, we used to call them after the old, we call them Aerostreams, after those old camper wagons, those silver ones. And to be honest, Amtrak's on the inside are not that bad. But some of their wagons, yeah, just a little boxy, a little not so pretty. But, you know, the thing is, to start a little bit of a culture clash, Märklin and most of the German companies, I think, put out a higher quality product than the primary British companies, Bachmann UK and Hornby. Although, having said that, there are some gorgeous things. And I think one thing most of the people from the UK that do 00, in Germany, I don't find too many sprung buffers, but that seems to be a must-have to almost every UK person, that buffers are sprung. I have not run across, I'm sure maybe they're out there, but I have not seen sprung buffers on any German trains or cars. or anything like that. Well, hi, Lee. So Miraklin, Rocco, Pico, and Brava, I think, do a great job of getting the liveries of the companies right. There usually isn't that faulty, wait, that's not quite the right color. When I look at my model railjet and then I go see a real railjet, the real railjets are a little shinier. They're a little shinier. But that's because the railjet here is plastic cars as opposed to metal. But it's still just brilliant. But like I said, having said that, I have seen quite a few UK wagons, especially, let's say, well, your eras are different than ours, but some of the more classic, you know, the golden era of train riding, let's say post-World War I into the 1950s, there are some gorgeous cars that come out there, but just across the board, I would say the German made stuff is better, and as an American I hate to say that. Hello, Jason. We'll be off long before you go on, so nice of you to stop by. And the nice thing is, whenever you see anything by Miraklin you like, and if you watch my channel, you go, oh no, it's that 3-rail stuff. Well, no, you can get it by the company Trix in DC. So anything you like here that I've got, you can get in DC mode, and that DCC as well, because Pico still makes some trains that are DCC ready, but not DCC, so they'd just be DC. But oh, the arguments and the debates that break up because we use the word DC to mean multiple things. A lot of people use DC like, I see a lot of UK guys and even some Americans, they talk about DC versus DCC when somebody will probably argue that. You're really talking analog versus digital. Because technically my AC stuff here, it's not DC, but it's still, it can be analog or digital. It's just that Miraklin, everything they make is digital. Although they do sell some of their older locomotives where it doesn't have the sound stuff. It'll have a chip in it, a decoder in it, but it just won't be the sound and all that stuff. It'll just be a basic decoder. I don't know, 8-pin or something like that, but it won't even have sounds. It'll just operate the lights and the speed in that, so it's still technically digital, just not the high-end digital. Yeah, it is, right now, outside my house, it is 32 Celsius, maybe 33 Celsius. Yeah, I just looked at those too, Martin. They are gorgeous. But I've got a friend, Matt, who sometimes just watches and sometimes comes in, Matt Moore. He's kind of my go-to guy when I need a repair or need a, along with Steve. Steve might be listening too. And Steve's my eagle eye guy. Steve, when he sees something wrong, he's always right. I mean, and I don't say that meanly. He sees it and he knows it. And some people will not listen to Steve at the risk of their own trains, because when he spots a problem, it's exactly what it is. And he can see it from a video and say, hey, you've got a problem here. Steve, you just got to not worry so much about the flickering lights. I know I'll clean those tracks someday and fix that. coupler. But yeah, we had 5-6 straight weeks of 32 to 38 Celsius here, and 5.5 straight weeks. It cooled down for about 5 days last week, and now it shot back up the last couple days. So we're back up. I'd have to see what it is outside right now. But yeah. And let's see, yesterday was Monday, so Sunday it was I don't know, 29 Celsius here. But the humidity, actually, my wife will correct it. It's not the humidity, it's the dew point. My wife is a weather fanatic. She's a science person, a science geek, and a weather geek. And it's not the humidity, it's the dew point. When the dew point's high, that's what we all call humidity. Let's see, like Joyce and I, our bedroom is what you guys would have called a loft. It's an attic that was converted to a bedroom. And the guy who converted it before we bought the house, he had heating vents, and the house had air conditioning, because most American homes will have, in this part of the country, will have air conditioning in them. But when he remodeled that room up there, he did not put in cold air returns. I don't know why they call them cold air returns, but he didn't put them in, and so it never cooled down. We bought, I think it would be the equivalent of about 350 pounds if you have them over there. But instead of buying what we have in America, these window box air conditioning units, these are, they're called mobile air conditioning units. And they, depending on the size of the space, they can start at, I think you guys would pay 180 pounds to up to 600 pounds, depending on how big a unit you get. But all you do is you run this little duct tube to any place you got a place to vent it, and then you can set the air conditioning unit inside, and they're brilliant, and they are much more fuel efficient, energy efficient than the old box windows we have in America now, box air conditioning units we have in America. I don't know how you guys do air conditioning when you have it in the UK. In Germany, it's very rare to see air conditioning. Every now and then I'll see the window units in some housing projects, but for the most part, Germans just don't use it. But when it does get hot there, yeah. Did I see Heath is back? Yes, Heath is back. Welcome back, Heath. Part 2 of the stream. Dude, we're on part 8. I don't know where you've been. But shall we do the night view one more time? What the heck? I'm in the mood. Get off of there. Stupid spider. Not your home. I gave you all kinds of rooms inside and outside. But yeah. Oops. So here we go. Let's make it dark again. Oops, wrong way. I'll leave it on the one camera you can't see anything with, other than the flickering lights on my metronome. All right, so yeah, it looks like I'm going to have to replace the batteries on my station. Yes, it's battery operated right now. I haven't put it through a decoder or an M84 yet. Right now it's just a battery operated. There it goes. All right. Starting to warm up there. That's a little better. But definitely the batteries are starting to run down, and they should. They've been in there a long time. I just have this wired into a little battery operated on-off switch. It's 4-volt lights. Actually 3 to 5 volt LED fairy lights in it. Never have visited the UK. I am coming to the UK in 2022. I will be in the UK in 2022. I've been to Germany about 15, 16 times, but I've never made it to the UK. Let's see, what view? That car's got a bad contact on it. Up the ramp, you can't see anything. I will just leave it here. Oh, going through the station we see again. But yeah, with the long run is the darkest one, but sometimes it's cool to see the cars flipping through. And then up the ramp, you got the railjet coming through. And coming into the station. Hi, Kieran. I forgot the lyrics already, Chris. Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Help! Chris needs a shout out. Help! Or he's going to pow out. Help! Or won't you please help him? Help! When I was young, so much younger than today, I always played with all my trains in every kind of way. But now I find the time has gotten out of hand, and I find that just sometimes I just don't give a damn. Help me with my trains. Sorry. You are now praying to your gods, wondering what you did wrong to hear my singing voice. Puny God. All right. So let's add some light to this again. There we go. All right, let's turn everything off again. Well, likewise. Everybody off. Chink. If there are model train shows when I come to the UK, then yes, I would like to see them. I think, I have not planned. I know where we're going to go roughly, or at least specific things we want to do. We are going to hit Wales, England, and Scotland, and hopefully cross over into Ireland. It'll be 4 weeks long. I know we're going to spend some time in Liverpool because I'm a Beatles freak and a Liverpool soccer fan. Well, I'm sorry, football association football fan. And so there's just a lot of things to do in Liverpool, as well as see some people. I am going to be looking for some of my ancestral family homes, which is why I was looking at East Coker, Somerset. and whatever it's called now. In the Middle Ages, it was called Stopworth and then Stopford, but it's something, and it's in Cheshire. I don't know how you guys, Cheshire. Yes, Heath. You guys know you're all allowed to announce anything that is train related, model train related, models related. Just no Asian bisexual whale porn. We just don't want that kind of stuff on here. But one of the crazy things I would like to do is set up a time, and it'll be June of 2022, is set up a time where, I mean, why people really would want to do this, I don't know, but where Joyce and I would spend a day at, let's say, the your National Railway Museum. It's in York, I think you guys have said, York, something like that, where we'd spend the day there, and then anybody who could, we'd try to do it on a weekend, and if anybody wanted to come down and meet us, or just rather than try to meet everybody at their house somewhere along the line, because there's a lot of you we'd love to meet. I mean, there's nobody we wouldn't want to meet that's here. If you're not here, we don't want to meet you. No. But one of those things, would be kind of cool, and maybe hit a show. Obviously, some of your bigger shows are different times of the year, but we'll be there in June of 2022. That is, if our country ever recovers. And we're still not locked down. Of course, the other thing is I might be forced to retire next year, and that might put all my travel plans in jeopardy. But we were going to go to Germany this year and England, UK next year. But because our trip this year got canceled, everything got pushed back a year. One week from today. Yeah, 1 week from today is my last day of freedom. So, good timing on that one, Heath. A week from tomorrow, I won't be on anybody's UK morning, UK afternoon live streams because I'll be back to work. After, let's see, my last day of work was March 23rd. So, April 23rd, May 23rd, June 23rd, July 23rd. Almost 5 months since I've worked. Almost half a year. Now, I worked in May. I just had to work from home. April and May I worked. I just had to work from home. But by first or second week of May, I had completed everything and put it out there. Planned it just for me. I'm so honored. It's amazing the love I get shown. It's amazing. But yes, the funny thing is, we don't plan on spending a lot of time in London. Maybe 2 or 3 days in the London area. And we'll probably just do one of those silly bus tours just to see the main sites. Oh, look, there's the Queen. Hello, peasants. And we'll see if Prince Philip and Andrew know any good strip clubs. No, I'm sorry. I apologize. That was totally uncalled for. I apologize. I am an American inner city public school teacher. I teach English. Well, not anymore. Now I teach German and mythology. I teach good old German. Guten Tag, wie geht es Ihnen? That's Southern German. Uh-oh. Her ears must have been burning. Wifey Poo has come to investigate. I was talking about buying another train. Somebody was asking about Flix trains. Said we hadn't ridden on one. My high school does. It was actually a class invented for the Latin teacher, and then when they canceled the Latin program, they handed it to me. What? You're leaving? You're not going to hang? You've got fans here. Hatris. We teach, my class is called World Mythology, so we do basically sort of chronological. We teach African animism, the Native American myths, since we're America, and then we do Egyptian, Babylonian, well, Mesopotamian, Greek, and then if we have time, we go into Nordic myths. And the class is very popular. It has a waiting list. All the kids like it. In fact, a lot of kids have been asking for a part 2 where we do Asian myths, Hindu mythology, Chinese or Japanese, Celtic. That's just more classes I'd have to study to really get my stuff together. It is a semester year. It's a semester class, half a year. She wasn't getting a lot of students in Latin, so they had her teach Greco-Roman myths. And when they asked me to take it over, I said, you know, if there's any mythology Americans know, it's Greco-Roman myths, so can I teach something else? And they said, we don't care what you teach. As long as you got the kids in the seat and the educational process is being followed, go for it. So I really got to design the class myself. Wrote the textbook for it myself. Because, you know, Heath, you're American, but to try to explain the American educational system to people who aren't American, it's impossible because, first of all, there is no American educational system. Every city has its own school system, basically. Sometimes a bunch of small farmer towns will join together and form a community educational thing. But the state sets basic guidelines. The federal government basically doesn't get involved at all. The state sets the guidelines, and then each city picks its own textbooks, how it's going to be followed, and blah, 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 blah. So how English is taught in one town is very different than how it's taught in another. The textbooks, there's no consistency. And then we have charter schools and private schools. And again, to the people in the UK, private is what you people call public schools. Private is what the rich people send their kids to here in America, private schools. And then all schools are funded by property taxes. You get some money from the state, some money from the federal government, but the majority of your funding comes from the property values around your school. So Toledo is a working class city. It's kind of poor. It's a dying industrial town. So the property values and thus the taxes are very low compared to some of our wealthy suburbs like Maumee, Perrysburg, and Sylvania, which are very wealthy neighborhoods and pay higher property taxes, and that goes straight to their schools. So they can offer their kids, like every kid at Perrysburg High School, Maumee High School, they get a laptop computer their freshman year free. Here you go. Our kids, we can loan them a Chromebook. So, as somebody who's taught for 33 years, and I've loved all but maybe 1 year of it. There's a couple of months out of a couple of years that I would take out and say I didn't love it. But I do love teaching. The thing about teaching is it's not when you start to grow tired of teaching, you start thinking of retiring. It's not even the teaching that gets to you. It's all the stuff outside. It's in America we have schools that are called the person in charge of the school is called a principal. It's the principals. It's the boards of education, the people that are in charge of the school system, the politicians. It's the parents. Sorry, I know you're all parents, so am I. It's that stuff. Once I'm in the classroom with my students, I love it. But it's all the paperwork, it's all the BS that our government makes us jump through to prove that we're good teachers. Standardized testing and teacher evaluation programs where people come in, sit in my classroom for 40 minutes twice a year and decide, am I doing my job? I just had a good friend, teacher 20 years, was fired because the state evaluators came in, watched him teach, and said, he sucks, and fired him. Now, some people said, that's awesome. He had a horrible class. He was teaching a computer technology class to a bunch of kids that basically were kicked out of every other class in the school. And he was giving them, and this person evaluates them twice in 1 year, and the kids are out of control, and he's ex-Air Force, and they fired him. Said, you don't control your students, you're not teaching your subject, you're fired. I'm not bitter about my friend, am I? Hi, Moreland Andy. Long time no see. How have you been, sir? We got a night you. But yeah, anyhow, so there, I got to watch out. Going political again, and I got 10 minutes before I got to wrap this up. But yeah, so when we come to England, one of the things we are doing is I am looking for my Dodge family history. I've got my family history. I just kind of want to see some things that I'm not connected to in any way other than somebody who gave birth to somebody else who gave birth to somebody else, which eventually led to me being here. Lived in that property, was born there, buried there. So I know 4 generations of the Dodge family lived in East Coker, Somerset. And then we lived in Kent for several generations before that. And we started in Cheshire. It was called Stopworth, and now it's Stockton or Stoptock in Cheshire. And then they left. That's where we started, and then we left. We left from East Coker and came to America in the early 1600s. So that's one of the things I'll be doing is trying to find any remnants of family history. I mean, I know there's graves and stuff like this. We've got our family history traced back officially to 1306, unofficially to 1250. And we have records of father to son, all the way down to little old me. 700 to 760 years of family history recorded. I'm just blown away by that. So that's one of the things I want to do in the UK as well. David Cook has taken off. Thanks for stopping by, David. Really appreciate it. Always wonderful to have you here. Again, everybody, go ahead, post that. We do want to get Chris. I'm going to beat Jason to it, but I think everybody here. Please subscribe to Chris's channel. We're trying to get him over 100. He was at 95 this morning. So make my Scottish friend Chris. I'm trying to make it up to the Scots because apparently we have so much of our history because my ancestor Peter Dodge was knighted and awarded a coat of arms and all heraldic rights in 1306 by helping Edward Longshanks beat up the Scottish. So now I'm trying to make it up to the descendants of those Scots by asking you all to help my Scottish friend Chris. Won't you please, please help him? Hi, March West. How are you? And leaving. Okay. Nice to see you. I missed you coming in. I apologize. I'm out of it today, people. It's been another day for me. my 3D printer got canceled and I had to reorder it and all this hassle. And then I normally go out in the morning and play tennis with my wife, and I couldn't do that because I'm reacting to one of the medicines I have to take. And when I'm reacting, there's nothing I can do about it except sit around and wait for the issues to clear up. I can't really go too far away from the house. My wife couldn't carry me back. So, yeah, but that's the other thing. I won't be doing too many more of these live feeds. I'll have to go back to making shows once I go back to work next week. Yeah, somebody post a link here. I suppose I could do it. Let's see, subscriptions. There he is, bam. There's his webpage. Copy. And where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh no, it's over here. Oh, somebody just beat me to it as I'm posting it. There we go. Hey, how about that? I just got notified by YouTube that I'm live. I'm glad YouTube is here to verify that. Yes, everyone knows Chris. The new top-rated show on BBC4. Everybody knows Chris. Not to be confused with the American show, Everybody Hates Chris. That was actual American TV show. Yes, Jason will be live in 10 minutes. I will be logging off in about 4 to 5. And that way everybody can go to the bathroom, get their cup of tea, and get ready to watch Jason's stream. I should do that. Should take one of my cameras out, put it on the little creek we have by our house, not right next to our house, but near our house here, and say, hey everybody, this is my live stream. Ba-dum-bum. Thank you. Because the only other stream joke involves a bathroom and we're not going there. But it was good to have everybody here. Well, not everybody was here. That'd be 7 billion, 8 billion people. But, you know. Oh, right. Sidetrack Sunday like Ray does. Hello, Train Freak. Some of you coming in, but there are some people that hover. They don't actually chat in the rooms. They'll hover, and then if you name them, they might pop in just to say, all right, you were talking about me. But that's all right. I never say anything bad about anybody on this channel. Other than in general towards the people who run my occupation. But that's what happened on my stream Sunday. We were all laughing, giggling, then we started talking and things that weren't necessarily political, but we were talking to history and getting into that realm where it can start becoming political. And I kind of had a quick rant about Americans and our ignorance of history. And I literally lost 2 subs right after that. I was at like 576 and 3 subs, because I was at 576 when I started that stream and 573 right after that stream. So, but I'm sorry, I didn't think any American would truly be offended if I said Americans don't know their history. We don't know our history. We don't know the history of the outside world. We know maybe the main stuff. See, Chris, now you've got me on this roll, and now I'm trying to do Lulu to Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Picture yourself on a stream in a train room with metronomes, ICEs, rail jets flying by. Suddenly someone is there in the live stream. A girl with kaleidoscope eyes. I don't know. We'll go there. Shh! Heath! I mean, sometimes you just lose subs because YouTube is doing a sweep. But sometimes when it's that close during a live stream, you just wonder. And I will admit, I did this the other way. I had this channel I had subscribed to. Very funny gentleman. Had a cute layout. Very funny theme to his layout. Just a wonderful guy to listen to, talking about his trains and the way he created his layout and everything else. And then all of a sudden, he took all his videos down and just posted political stuff, of which I am totally opposed to. And I was like, you know what? Wow. Have we kept at trains? We could have been fine, but I unsubscribed from that channel. It's like, that's not why I subscribed to your channel. And I do have other places where I will talk politics and I will argue and fight about stuff. But when it comes to trains, I just want it to be a happy place. I want it to be a, oh, we can all get along here sort of thing. Yeah, I'm punishing you. Yeah, I'm singing on the stream. You missed my amazing. See, that's one of the... I don't know if you call it a talent. My friends, my kids all think it's a great talent. But I can take famous songs I know and change the lyrics to them on a whim. You know, sometimes I might need 2-3 minutes to start getting a sense of where I want to go. So I did Help for Chris in 2 different versions, and now he wants me to write the whole thing out for him. Okay, yeah, I think it's time for me to get going, so we're going to do this abruptly. So y'all know where the door is. Get out. No, thanks for everybody coming in. I will see you all somewhere. I'll eventually, once I straighten some things out here and get myself organized, I'll hop over to Jason's as well. So you guys, thanks for helping me kill a couple of hours while I'm stuck in my house. And I'm still totally amazed you all come and hang out each time. So take care, be safe, and I'll see you somewhere out there. And remember, everybody, happy trains.